3/4 of this year, there's no movies to go to.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah, you could go to the movies, but...
the releases were slim.
Yes. So, I wasn't even paying attention to the movies that I was watching at the start of the year. So, I made my list. I had to actually go back and think about, okay, did I see this? Blah, blah, blah. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, I'm this year I'm including stuff that I've seen on streaming services. Yeah. You know, I have basically all of them. I got Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Yeah. Is there any others I'm thinking of? Maybe I'll think of them later. But yeah, that was the bulk of my movie watching this year. Up until the end of the year.
Peacock.
Yeah, there you go. But I think there's only like one movie I saw on Peacock. But yeah, so that's why it was kind of thrown. And the other thing was, and maybe you have the same thought as me. I don't know. Maybe our listeners can agree with what I'm saying here. But nowadays, ever since the shutdown, whenever I see a commercial for a movie, I don't know if that's a movie that's going to the theaters or if that's just, back in the day it was like, oh, it's going to streaming service. It's not a real movie. It's just going straight to streaming.
There's no quality in movies that are going straight to streaming or straight to DVD.
It used to be like the streaming movies, they were less high quality. It wasn't good enough to be in the theater, basically. And now we're seeing that breakdown.
Netflix and Amazon have their own fucking movie studios.
Yeah,
they're actually making movies. A streaming service is actually making a movie that will end up at the theater.
Yeah.
So all bets are off. Anything goes.
Right.
Wherever you can grab it. If you saw it, it's on the list.
And that's kind of where I'm at, and that's why I had to go back and I had to go through all these different streaming services, what movies I've seen, blah blah blah. And if I'm just counting movies that I've seen in the theater, I probably only seen like 5 movies this year. But if I'm counting like everything I've seen about 40 movies this year.
Was it Paramount or was it DC that advertised one new movie a week for the whole year?
That was HBO Max.
HBO Max.
They said that, and that started last year with the end of last year with the Wonder Woman. That was like the first movie that was going to be same day premiere, and then all of 2020 it was like that.
1 week.
Oh, excuse me, no, it was for 2021, right?
Yeah, it was 21.
So so that's where I was seeing the bulk of those movies that were coming out was through streaming. Because hey, look, if I have an option of going out to the theater. Or if it's the same day and it's for free,
sitting at home, in your little studio.
Yeah. I mean, I got a pretty decent.
You got a nice setup.
Yeah.
Right?
65-inch TV. I got
surround sound,
4K,
Glitch.
surround sound, everything. Yeah. Reclining theater furniture. So
you missed the hand gesture, but he did the reclining thing with his hands, like not to brag.
Not to brag, but I like it.
Little flex.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. So that's kind of like a little asterisk on this.
All right.
We're including movies that and that's the thing. Even though they're streaming, were they always going to be streaming, or were they?
What was the intent? Yeah,
to go to the movies, and that's why when we're reviewing these things and we're talking about what were the popular, what were the good ones, things like that. Is the box office numbers? I can't even. How do you?
They're hard to judge anymore because the playing field is so uneven.
How do you even calculate something like that now? They're saying, "Oh, this movie's a bomb." Was it? Like
compared to what?
Yeah, because that's what they're saying about Black Widow. And that was the whole thing with Scarlett Johansson got into a big thing. That was a big
kerfuffle because the original contract was she's getting 50 cents of 10 cents or 20 cents of every dollar for everything sold
probably
at the theater as opposed to the stream. So she was adamant that she needs to have her movie theater so she can get her cut.
Yeah.
And it would have her cut would have been massively affected if it was first release or only released on the
let's talk about that real quick because that was a thing where I was almost siding with Disney on this one because I saw her point of view. It's like, look, my movie's not going all, if my movie's not going just only to theaters, I'm losing that box office revenue. But the one thing my fallback on that was, yeah, but it's not a free movie on their service. You have to pay $20 to watch that movie. $30 to watch that movie. So you're still getting money. And I'm pretty sure she was getting a pretty nice cut from those sales.
Unless the contract didn't have the Disney Plus.
And some of them didn't have that. Yeah. Like in the case of, I think, Will Smith, he had a movie, King Richard, that came out this year. And I thought that was going to go straight to movies because apparently his contract states it is for theatrical only. And I thought, well...
It's going to be waiting a while.
Yeah. But his movie came out to the streaming service, and so I don't know if Warner Brothers has had to rework a lot of contracts, which I'm sure that's what it came down to.
Was that the big issue with Dune? Also?
Yes, the director of Dune, he was very adamant, and he was being very vocal about it publicly.
Yeah,
about how this wasn't right, and he makes his movies as an art form, and it needs to be seen on the big. He makes his movies to be seen in the theaters, and not at home or on your phone or anything like that, because you're losing the blah blah blah. What directors usually say about their movies. But I mean,
you saw how far that argument went last year with Christopher Nolan and Tenet.
Yeah. I think that was a barometer test. I think for. Can we go back to movie theaters?
Is it time?
Yeah, and obviously then it wasn't.
Yeah.
But now, we just got out of, Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And you look at those, this damn near sold out on everything. Yeah. So people are
almost
coming back.
$600 million in the first weekend.
Yeah.
In the first week.
And that's the thing where, you make a good enough movie, people will go see it.
They will risk. They'll take a risk to see it.
They will. And that's the thing. A lot of people were getting mad at movie studios or movies not selling, things like that. You got to make good quality. That's the thing. I think now people are willing to go to the theaters
if it's worth it,
because now they have alternatives. They will go to the theater, but they have alternatives at home, like me. So that's the thing. Do you have any thoughts on that, or is that
pretty much word for word?
Yeah.
If it's again the event status.
Yeah.
If there's a movie so embedded in your lifestyle or in your pop culture-ness that you have to watch it so it doesn't get ruined, or that so you understand what's going on when the conversation persists instead of being left out. If it's something that has to be seen, people will see it one way or the other.
Yeah. And I'm on the mindset of I like to go to the theater for the spectacle. Mm-hmm. If it's like say a drama or something like that. Like take for example the beginning of the year, January. I watched The Little Things.
Yes, Denzel
and Jared Leto, and then Judas and the Black Messiah.
So did I. So I'm gonna mark those off my list.
And those two, they were fun movies.
They were good for what they were.
I have some nits to pick about the ending of Little Things, but that's
that was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm just saying those movies, if they weren't available on a streaming service for free, would I have seen them? I don't know. I don't think I would have made the trip to go out to a theater during all this to go see those movies. Mm-hmm. So in Warner Brothers' defense, HBO Max's defense, they made the right call.
Yeah.
I really do think they did. I'm sure they generated sales for the
something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something cool happened with this on a personal level this year. Again, not to brag, but it was a cool way for us as friends to
get together.
Y'all came over
every month almost. It was a movie. Hey, you coming next month for such and such? And we'll pitch in. I'll bring the beer, or somebody grills, or we order pizza.
We had movie night, and it was fun to have that. I guess social, if you want to call it social interaction, but I just took it as my friends come over and we're all watching the film and shitting all over it.
it's I'm not sure if easier is the right word, but it lends itself to have those opportunities to do it at home as opposed to having to organize set time, theater, other people that could a personal event will not be ruined by outsiders because there are no outsiders in your personal event.
Right.
When you're at the theater, it just takes one crying baby or someone talking or someone's cell phone lighting up or a ringtone going off, and that's it.
And there's a movie only at 9:15. Damn, I can't get off till work till 10 or whatever. Yeah. Here, no. Hey, when y'all guys want to come over for the movie night, come on over. We'll hit play whenever you come over. Or whatever.
I'm guaranteed to be here at X time. Come whenever after that, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So that aspect of the streaming wars, if you want to call it that, it made for a little nice, experience for certain movies. Even though the movies weren't that good, it was fun to have friends to
Mystery Science Theater that shit.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, there were a couple we had to do that with.